Okay, so what we have here is we have finally baked this together, and it's all good. We have the Atlas 64 that I did in another project, and then just imported it here, stuff around. Then I have the bed inside this project. I can finally say without a shadow of a doubt, I know what I'm doing with baking materials now. Yep, I know what I'm doing, and I know what I need for Unity versus what I need for Blender, because Blender requires different things, while Unity doesn't require certain things to a thing. So like specular, that's kind of like based off of for material and junk like that. And just depending on how your lighting looks, you can adjust the specular in. You can either turn on or off the specular in Blender, because some things just look terrible with specular. But I can also make the norm strength on this better. So like, see how they kind of look dulled out? I'll show you. Bit of shading. Yep. Okay, now we gotta zoom into the bed a little bit. So everything that's part of this will actually get a little bit more well defined as I do this. But we can take the strength up. See? You're gonna take it to about there. About 2. There we go. Looks perfect. Looks good. That's my bake. Now we got the details, all the norms, very predominant, very good. This is what you usually need to do after your bake is actually just kind of up the norms. That way everything continues to look like it's supposed to. Right? Okay. And then you can adjust that in Unity too. Unity actually has a strength for the normals, I believe. Yeah, it does. It has a height sort of deal. You can adjust that, or you can just kind of not really height. But there is a height one, but it's separate. So yeah, don't let me misspeak on that. That's something that should be considered. Yeah. All right. So as it stands right now, baking is good. So I'm going to show you how I bake stuff on here with this right here. Okay, as you can see, the metallic is completely white, or pretty close to completely white, depending on what you're doing. Like this one is definitely going to be completely white. So I'm basically doing the roughness in the opposite direction for those. But for this one, we have an emission, a normal, and a color, and a roughness. I think we have a roughness. You need the roughness for this one? Yeah, we need the roughness. Yeah, because the metallics are different roughnesses than everything else. Yeah. All right. Easy enough. No big deal, right? So let's go to the couch. The couch is currently 3 different items, right? We don't need that. Yeah, we're on the couch material. So here we go. Couch material. Got the poster EM, and we got the this one. Wait, don't tell me I actually put the this one with the okay, that didn't okay, that would have been bad. If I would have put this attached to that, that would have been terrible. No biggie. Really doesn't matter what order we do this in, per se, but we are going to have to make sure we have map, UV map, map. Okay, so all right, wherever you see one of these, you have to replace these. This was good for generating stuff, but as you notice, the texture coordinate is on UV, which is what we need. But since we can't specify the UV with this texture coordinate, there's a better one to use. There's a way better one to use. So get rid of that. Go to nodes. See how it gets all smooth? Go to nodes. Or go to add input UV map. Plug it into vector. And then choose UV map. Boom. Back to normal. Back to normal. And this doesn't have to be replaced. See, I found out that this texture node on each item doesn't doesn't count for this. If you plug one of these into the picture, like if it's a color picture, if you have several different items that have a picture color instead of a just base color, you can only plug one UV map in at a time to that picture. If another one's got a different picture and you plug that same UV map into that, it will automatically switch. Say these were all like, this was couch and this was couch UV. This was couch EM and couch EM UV. Okay, so all these were different, separately named. If these are all separately named, and each one of the individual picture image colors needed one of these, because they do need one of these to bake. If you bake them all at once, it's only going to have one UV map. It's going to be like the couch EM or the couch frame. One of those UV maps is only going to get called on those 3 separate pictures. That's a problem. That's a problem. You don't want that. Okay, so if it's plugged into the base color and not this one, the mapping doesn't seem to care. Mapping is for your visuals, and it all ties into what's in here. This is what's getting baked. This is just the data going into the baked. And yeah, it is what it is at that point. Don't worry about it. It's good. It's all good. And the metallic versus the roughness is opposite. Technically opposite. Pretty opposite. Not 100%. It does seem to have a few minor issues, but as long as you adjust your roughness accordingly, make it the complete opposite of your metallic when you do the bake, then you're good. You're good to go. Otherwise, it's just easy to leave it where it's at. Leave the roughness where it's at. Leave the just leave everything alone, and then from there, what you'll end up doing, like, see, this isn't rough at all. No roughness, all metallic. No metallic, all roughness. Kind of in the middle, probably. Well, no, roughness middle, metallic none. Yeah. So, you gotta adjust a few things, but it's not that difficult. Don't get freaked out. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a couch atlas UV. What we want a couch atlas UV. Copy this. Okay. Go to the next one, add, enter. The next one, add, copy, enter. All right. This is so much easier than it was before, now that I figured that crap out. Because what I had originally done the other day is I was baking over here, right? That's really dark. That's fine. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because I upped the norms. Yeah, up the norms over here. Oh, yeah. 1.5 is probably perfect. You know what? I can settle for that. That is totally fine. A little bit darker on those sheets. And I feel like I should make this like non-metallic. This part right here wouldn't be difficult to do. We're not going to worry about it right now. Yeah. So what I ended up doing, I was baking over here and I was baking the color map. And what I did was I had put the material on. There was the first material, the sheet material up here, and then below that I had added the bed atlas material to every single item. while I was baking the color, what ends up happening is it will bake both of the UV maps that you had onto the image itself. I had the big image, and then I had up in this corner, I had a little image that was actually burnt onto the actual image in my files. So the in the file folder that it's in, which is AI generated images, and it was up here. Luckily, I have Photoshop right now. I was able to open up that original image and content aware fill it out completely. Like you can't even tell it was even there. That's how miraculous that one is. It's a very good program. Photoshop is amazing in that aspect. So yeah, I fixed the image. I rebaked it. I got rid of the material, the Atlas material originally. I just had the original materials. I baked all the different textures, and then I added the picture in, and then I went in and I'd switch it to the Bed Atlas UV and delete the other UV. And then I would add, and then I just switch the texture. All I do, I just switch it. That's it. That's all you had to do. It was pretty simple. It's kind of, it's a process. So yeah, let's grab these right now. Those are Atlas. So living room plant. Okay, so this one can go down right now. Oops. Actually, that's got 3 in it too. We're going to take these 3 down to 1. We're going to take these 3 down to 1. This is an object, this is an object, this is an object, that over there. And the awesome thing about this is if you're not looking in that direction and they aren't rendering. So that's the great thing about atlasing, as well as the fact that the compression is usually pretty excellent. So the file size shouldn't be as big. But yeah, let's get to this. So we don't want to add the texture yet. It's the last thing you want to do. All you want to do, set up the other UV, make sure it's highlighted. Not active. This is active. This is selected. Make sure it's selected for each one. Selected, selected, selected. We're good. Okay. Go back up to the top. I always do this in the right order now. Okay. So add input UV map. Now because this one doesn't have an image, we don't have to do one on the image at all. Which is good. Do we have any images? No, we don't have any images, so this is going to be a very simple thing. Going to add texture image texture. And since there are no, the only thing that we have is the norm, we're actually only going to make a 2K image this time. Okay? Because there won't be really much any difference between 2K and this one. Oh, we do have to do one more thing. I forgot. Okay, so select all these. Right? Select them all. Ready? UV map. Okay. All right, so we're on the UV map. We're select all. That's pretty messy, right? This one is not really going to be able to be fixed all that much. Okay, so if we go a UV Smart Project, okay, you'll notice it doesn't change at all. Some things are kind of, oh shoot, oh, we need to go 0.02, enter, there we go. All right, that gives enough space in between everything and should make it look okay. Okay, because when you select it, when you've highlighted it like this, that's the UV map you're unwrapping in the UV maps. This is how you do it. If I was selecting this, watch. It shows the original. You don't want the original. You want this. This is where you're unwrapping. Is this the highlighted one? It's also the one you're baking to in regards to which one you have selected. In this menu. It's very important to know that that's how this menu works and how this menu switches things over. Okay, so then we have the other aspect of it, which is the shading, right? Because on the other hand, in this menu, what we end up having to do when we're baking is we got this new texture image, right? I'll just select in here. We have to tell it which one this image needs baked to. Okay, this is going to be a new image. This is going to be the couch atlas color. You said it's already going to be a 2K image, 2048. 2048. No alpha because there's nothing transparent and okay. Technically don't need transparency. There's no glass. Ugh. All right, here we go. Ooh, sorry. Okay. This is going to be color, so we're going to highlight these two. And they're now active. Oh, we're going to go back to here, hit Control Copy, because we're also copying them at the same time. Go in here, Control V. Go in here, Control V. Now, each one of them has this texture already selected active. And this is telling where the bake's going. That's what this is. This is telling where the bake's going to be baked to. It's connected to here. If there's an image connected to here, you're telling where it's baking from. Okay? Where it's baking from. This is what this UV map is baking to. Or this picture is baking to this UV. This is the active UV. Okay? This aspect of it tells you where it's unwrapping and baking at the same time. But this more specifically is telling this image that that's how you're going to look when you bake. If I select this one, it gets confused. Okay? It gets confused and it says, oh, you want me to bake to this map because now this is the selected one. So now whatever this is attached to, this is going to, that's telling me that you want to bake to this UV. Doing the same thing as this, but for some reason, I don't understand why. I can't tell you the logic behind this. You need both. Safest way is to have both. Make sure this is selected and make sure this has a UV map attached to it. And make sure this is UV map attached to the mapping so that you don't have to keep doing all this junk. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. This will confuse it. This basically says, hey, this image is baking to this map. And this also states that. A little bit redundant, but make sure that this whole program doesn't get confused on what you're baking from, which is the color in this case, because there's nothing out here. It's just the color. You're baking to. Yeah, I think I did that for everything. Let's see. Good, we're good, we're good. We don't want to add the texture till later. We have this couch atlas color. Now we're going to go to this screen space reflection. See, there's the thing that I'm doing for visuals, literally just for things like here, being able to see through the glass. That's it. Visual has no aspect of anything. So let's go to here. My baking, baking samples. Oh, I'm in Eevee. See how I'm in Eevee? You don't have baking in Eevee. You gotta go to cycles. And then cycles, ta-da, wouldn't you know it, that's the bake. Baked a roughness map last time, so we're gonna go back to color, which is diffuse. Make sure these aren't selected. Make sure it's at 2 pixels. And make sure the first time around with anything you do want to clear the image. That way it just bakes everything. Luckily, it's all gonna be one shot, so where you're ready to bake, you must select everything you're baking. 1, 2, 3. Boom. All selected. That's basically telling every single one of these that this is active. These are active. Once you've done that, you're good to go. You can just bake. Now, if we want to see the progress, it tends to go back and forth, which is stupid, but we will go to couch. Oh, we can't because we haven't created the image yet. Okay. And once it creates the image, it will update and put it over here. At least it should. And then we could save it in here afterwards, because it doesn't save it there automatically. It goes into the app data. See, there's one. That's the outline. As you can see, it's kind of dark because I accidentally left the metallic up, didn't I? I did. I left the metallic up, so I'll have to rebake this, but we're not going to cancel it because it takes forever, just as long as the bake does. Let it go through. You turn your metallics up while you bake. This happens. It's stupid. Something's coming out dark. You have too much metallic somewhere in one of your textures. Right now, the couch frame, I believe. Yeah, the couch frame little thing is extremely metallic. Now, if we really wanted to fix it real quick without having to bake, take about the same amount of time. What I can do, end up missing something that way, which is why we're not doing it that way. Oh, it's the couch pieces. Couch pieces parts. Okay, good rule of thumb for margins in this thing. See, it's already done. That was quick. So good size for margins is 0.2. Good size for margins in or atlas spacing, UV spacing, when you're in the UV map, is 0.02. That's how you kind of want to match it. 0.2 pixels is 0.02 on here. Really good correlation. If you're going to go 4 pixels, you go 0.04. That's very good to know. That way you don't have weird sort of bakes, because bakes can overlap if you mess with the margins in the wrong way. Why are these things separated right there? That is weird, but we don't care. It's fine. Oh, for here. Okay, yeah. That doesn't matter. Because it doesn't overlap with our EMs. Good to go. Okay, so this is a 2K texture. And I'll show you right now frame. See, the frame is 100%. Turn it off. Select all three again. And we hit bake. And watch what happens. It is going to clear the image again because I'm an idiot. I should have just done the EM by itself. But we're just going to redo the whole bake because why not? Why not do something pointless? It's fine. We could have unchecked this box and then just selected the couch frame by itself and just rebaked that. Would have been a lot faster. Go sue me. Also, yeah, there we go. Okay. See how bright that is comparative to what it was before? There are so many different ways to fix things that you accidentally do in this program. So when you freak out and think that you broke something or that you did something you shouldn't have done, it's an easy fix. Don't freak out. A lot of people do. They're like, oh, I just want to be done with this, but it's design, it's art, it's a lot of different things all meshed into one. It takes time. Little story time. No, I'm gonna eat something first. Give me a second. I know I've explained this before, but as you will notice, okay, so it's done now, right? As you'll notice, the progress bar resets for the amount of textures you have. So it'll reset 3 times because it makes each individual texture separately and make them all at once. That's too much for this computer to handle. Um, Too much for any computer to handle, really. All right, now that you've done that, go back to the couch frame. Turn the metallic, keep the metallic off for now. Okay. You have this picture now. Go image, save as. In here, it's already in here because I already have set up there. And it's going to be couch atlas color. Just save image. Boom. Good to go. Next one we're going to do is obviously the image texture. It's going to be the hey, I plugged you in. Get in there. We're going to go new. This is going to be couch atlas roughness. So we'll just say rough. 2K, no alpha. Okay. Now, the difference between this one and this one on the couch frame is the fact that roughness has to be the opposite for the couch frame. Okay? Or no, that's right. This one's fine. But you still have to have the metallic off. But when you go to bake the metallic, the roughness is just the opposite of the, or, I can do what I did last time and I can just, since it's not rough at all, I can just invert the metallic colors. That's all you do. Invert the metallic. So right now it looks pretty bland, looks pretty crappy. Select. As usual, everything's good. Copy this image. Delete the colors. Paste this one. Delete the color. Paste this one. There we go. And now all this is rough. And it's good to go. Select all 3. And then bake. Or, don't bake. Roughness. 2 pixels. Clear image because it's a new image. Actually, since they're all technically black images because it just makes a flat black image, I don't have to clear it. We're just going to write over it. So let's just write over it. Be safe until we have a normal to deal with. Oh no. Yeah, even at that rate, yeah, don't worry about it. Well, we'll just clear the image on everything. Fine. Yeah, that's a preference, really. That really is a preference. In certain situations, you need to do certain things, but in this situation, it's not a factor. Anyway, all 3 selected, all the pictures down. Let's bake. So, I guess I can do a little bit of story time while this is baking. Where's my phone? My pocket. Of course. Make sure it's not playing. It's warm in my pocket. All right. That's the first one, which I think was the frame. Just completely, or no, that was probably the couch, because the couch had no roughness. Yeah, the couch had no roughness, or no. Maybe yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. All right. Let's see. Once something that's smooth pops up, you'll see it. There'll be a heavy contrast. I mean rough, sorry. Once something rough pops up, it'll be a very heavy contrast. Yeah. The last two things on here are going to be a bit different than the first thing, which obviously was very smooth. Very smooth as black, very rough as white. Vice versa on the metal, very metallic as white, non-metallic as black. That's why I just inverse the colors. And usually that works. Oh, it's already done. Okay. See the gray ones? Image saved. Go to here. Image, save as. Roughness, save image. There we go. Always want to save your images externally. We're making a game world. We need it to be accurate. All right. One more thing to bake, and that is the normals. Now, only one thing has normals, and that is the couch. Okay, the couch has normals. This is the only one, so we delete, 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 so we don't want anything to be active in those ones. Even though we're only selecting the couch to be baked, I just don't like having that extra stuff still involved. And if you don't save the picture before you delete those, I will let you know. Why did that turn rough? Whatever. I will let you know that, yeah, if you don't save externally like I do, you will lose that if you close out and it's not attached to anything. If it's not attached to a material, it will vanish. That's just how Blender works. That's temporary app data, and it gets rid of it every time you close the program. All right. So now we're on the couch, and we have to make it normal. All we have to do is add map, put it to the atlas, and texture image. Okay, we're gonna leave it on the default. New. We're gonna make it 2K. We're gonna call this couch atlas normal map. Everything's good. Hit OK. Now select, selected. Oh, we do have to do an EM too, but that's couch EM, so we'll do that separately too. We'll go over here. We will select a normal, clear image, and then we will bake. The only things that will have texture on them are these couch pieces that you see here. That's it. The only thing that's going to bake dorm. Now if we go bake, everything else doesn't have a normal, so it'll be flat. Oof. A bit glitchy on here. Oh, getting a little uncomfy. Hold on, I gotta sit back and sit on my pillow. Kind of makes things okay for a bit. Lean forward. Yeah, that's good. Posture thing. I'm working with a laptop, so it's not very posture friendly. I'm sitting on a bed. Okay, don't mind my crunching. But as you can see, if I zoom in, I don't think I like that. Might be okay. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Afterwards. We might have to do another 4K. Because look, it doesn't look. It's going to look crappy. I already tell. Maybe. We'll see. If you're ever in doubt about quality, always remember to bake bigger. not smaller. Now we'll delete this one. Actually, got to save this one. Image. Save as. It's the normal. Save. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Delete. Go to the couch EM. EM is easy. Easy, easy. Obi. We will actually get rid of this one. Sorry, delete. Not home. Okay. And texture, image texture. New. Couch. Couch. Atlas. EM. Emit. Emission. K. All reality be 1K. Wouldn't really matter. Now, I am going to try to see if by any chance I can do 2 different resolution images, but I'm not 100% sure it's going to work that well. Like I said, I am still also learning certain aspects of baking myself, so bear with me as we make mistakes together. Did add a new. Are you kidding me? Couch. Atlas. Okay, there we go. I always select it in that order. I do picture and then UV. I don't know if that matters. It could. Might matter, might not. Switch this to emit. Ta-da. And after emit is done, simply bake. I will tell you there's no easy way to break down any aspect of world creation. Here we go. Oh, simple, simple. Save image as emit PNG, save. Bam. All right, so delete. We're going to try both. So we're going to add input, not input, what am I doing? Add texture, image texture. This is on the couch. X, couch, Control V. So we're working on the couch. It says roughness, we don't want the roughness. So add texture, image texture. We're going to try 2 different resolutions and see if it actually still adds it correctly and see which one looks better. We might be able to just dull down some of those other maps that we did, 2K images, or just 2K resolutions rather. And if it still matches up, then we're good to go. If it doesn't, then yeah, we'll have to make them all at the same resolution. In which case, we'll have to redo the EM and the color and the roughness. Yay. All right. Yeah. There we go. Unentitled. This is going to be at list couch underscore atlas underscore norm underscore 4K. There we go. 4K. Okay. Leave it as sRGB. The bake doesn't matter, as we've always said. Like this, like this. Take this back to normal. And then bake. We might not see much of a difference. If it does work appropriately, Yeah, we'll see. I believe the resolution is important here. So, but if there is no like discernible difference, we'll use the 4K, and the other ones will get 2K. But if there is a difference, texture spacing, um, we might have to do a 2K, 4K. Maybe it should stretch it. Technically, it should stretch it to be the same size for the 2K as the 4K. Maybe? I don't know. I don't think it will. If it's not specific to image, if it's specific to like the average island scale and stuff like that, we'll be fine. But if it's not done that way, yeah, it'll be sucky. Why did my stop playing? Oh, there we go. Oh, oh, we got some glitchy internet. Let's see how we're doing here. Seem to be still going. Okay. My music is not experiencing something. Why? Okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Did you know there was some weird, interesting people online not that long ago? And it's not going to take that long. Don't worry. It's like hours. It's going to only take a few minutes. That's it. Um, there was a few people streaming, right? They're like professional streamers and all this other junk. So they were telling people conflicting information and quite possibly the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. When you're streaming and being entertaining, yeah, I can see listening to music is a distraction for you. But if you're interacting with chat and the music helps you, listen to music. Obviously, you can't listen to the music and play it at the same time, but OBS, Streamlabs OBS, and OBS both help you to fix that problem. They have a monitor only. If you put the audio source as monitor only on the particular audio source of your PC or of a particular window, then you can play music. Matter of fact, they've even divided it up like this. If you just share the game, that's the only audio you're going to hear. I just shared my Blender instead of my desktop. This is the only audio you would hear. Since there's no audio on it, oh, that looks so much better actually. Not just marginally better, but so much better. Yeah. All right, so we'll see. Just gonna go ahead and save as the 4K version. Save. All right. So we did emission, we did roughness, we did color, we did normals. I think that's everything. All right. Time to check. Okay, so the interesting thing here that we're gonna do is we're going to go to the couch EM, and we're gonna turn, not the EM, couch frame, and we're gonna turn back up to metallic. Ta-da! There we go. I don't think it was on one completely, but there we go. 90s, like 7 or whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Save it. Okay. And switch it around. Okay. So this is how I do it. Go to each one. I delete this stuff because we're not using it anymore. Always keep your projects clean. Good, good, good. All right. Get rid of the stuff you were baking. Go to the couch EM. Go to the add this in. Add couch. Oh, that's right. New. New. We haven't created it yet. Couch. Atlas. Matte. Okay. Couch Atlas matte. That's the Atlas couch matte. You can separate if you want to. You don't really technically have to. It's just however you remember it. Now we're going to refresh this view, because then all our stuff will pop up in here. The Couch Atlas color. We have the Couch Atlas EM. We have the Couch Atlas 4K. We don't want the 4K. We want Couch Atlas 2K. Now the couch roughness. Here's the roughness. Okay. Now, as you're going to be able to tell pretty fast in here, some things will have to be adjusted. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll be fine. We will see. Okay. So what we're going to do, because we need one more, close all this stuff, and if it has to save, just say no. We're gonna open couch roughness. Open. Okay. We're going to go to image, adjustments, invert. There we go. That should solve our problem completely. We're going to go File, save a copy as, metallic, and then save. Okay. There we go. We just created our metallic map. So we refresh this. We look for the opposite of what's in there. It's right here. And we're good to go. Can make this go up a little bit. Gotta zoom in and spread this crap out. The base color and the base color. Metallic. And the metallic. The rough needs to actually sit back. The EM is, and then this is the norm. Norm can sit back a little bit. Roughness goes into roughness. Now you can decide whether or not you want to put these on color and non-color data, because they are just black and white. That's how it sees it as well, as black and white. So this is pretty pointless for roughness and metallic to switch them over, but you can if you think it looks better. I don't think it makes much of a difference. The one it does matter on is the normal map. The normal map cannot just be plugged in because it's not even the right color node. Go add, input, add search. I just search normal map. NO normal map. Put the color into the color. Normal into the normal. All right. This, of course, goes into the emissions. Over here. There we go. That's your texture. Now you have an Atlas texture. That's going to look fantastic. Okay. What we have to do now, since we're on the couch, boom. Okay. Remove this. It's going to do that for a second because you don't have the material up yet, because you have the couch materials. Remove the couch material. Boom. You see, that kind of looks crappy. Even if we do that, it's going to look crappy. Let's try the 4K map. See if it actually does anything to there, or if we're screwed. Open image. Ooh, that looks better. But is it anywhere else? Nope. No, it's not. Okay, cool. So there's a bit of specular on here that we don't want. Specular is bad. 5.6. That's better, I think. Now we can take this 4K. 0.3 ought to do. I like that. It looks kind of janky, doesn't it? Ooh, I don't like that. Something happened to it. Oh, yeah, it doesn't fit right. Let's go back to the 2K image. Open. Oh, that looks terrible. What happened? Oh, so it is the same. Hold on. 4K image. I think I know what happened. Hold on. That's terrible. Okay, so we didn't bake the normal right, but we can use the 4K texture, which is cool. Right, so we're just gonna Control Z a bunch here and bring the couch texture back. There we go. We're gonna get rid of the Atlas texture for now. We're gonna go here. Hold on. There we go. All right, so we bring it back, right? Set it to, it's already set to 1. We brought it back. Make this the active. Okay, so uh, we're gonna have to redo this one. All right, so now we'll select this one. We'll go to the material, get rid of this one. On UV map, why did it? It's 10 vector, non-color, strength, 1, go. That's different. I never had that much trouble baking before, so we only need to redo the couch norm. Let's try setting it to object this time. If it does a little bit better. Actually, tab, F, made smooth, tab. Might help out a little bit. Oh, tab. Okay. Okay, so it looks fine. It's just my eyes visually being weird about things, I think. That side doesn't appear to be, well, it's fine. That's right, these can be flat. I think that can be flat. Tab. Disk. Shade flat. Okay. Yep, that works better. Okay. The else can be shaded smooth, but those two areas need to be shaded flat. They don't look oblong. Save. Let's hope. Let's hope. All right. So we got the couch. Add UV map. Atlas UV. Add texture. Image texture. Open. Open the one we had. Actually, cancel. Just bring it in from here. Delete. Got it up there. Might as well bring it in. Select this one. Select this one. Just gets that data from there. It's 4K. I don't know why it had so much trouble. So the only thing I can think to do in this case, when we set it to normal, instead of tangent space, we'll do object. This can create some weird issues. I think it's probably not going to look right, but we'll see. We are going to clear the image, and we are going to bake. There we go. Shipped. that's good. Yep, that's good. Okay, so come back to bake. All right. This movement doesn't really matter too much. My computer's halfway decent at least, so it's the normal having the issues. It's not even the color. Or is it the color? That would be weird. It's all one solid color. It shouldn't look any different. So, shouldn't look any different. Doesn't mean it doesn't. It could be your computer. Just know that. I have had days where I went back and redid things and it was fine. And there was no rhyme or reason why it was having that much trouble. Other than maybe it was just my computer being crappy. Yeah. I just try not to play around with it too much. Let it do its baking. That way you don't have any issues. And again, like I said before, maybe I just can't bake while I'm streaming. That was a thing. Like I stopped streaming the other day and I did the bed and it turned out fine. Whereas while I was streaming, it gave me some weird visual artifacting. And I was not okay with that. So I might not be able to bake on stream, but this is generally how it's done. And as you can see, everything other than the visuals turned out pretty fine. The bed looks awesome. I showed you the bed just a little bit ago, and it was one object. Well, I am doing this right. I just don't think it's good at baking when my computer's running. It's literally stopping my music because it's having to process so much information. Yeah. Might not be baking for stream. This will kind of determine that because I don't need that kind of weird visualization glitches in my bakes. A weird sort of thing. It's taken a long time. Even for a normal. Yep. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it this way. Hey, that sucks. Oh boy. That looks completely incorrect. Holy crap. This, my friends, is going to look terrible. I don't even have to show you this. If it doesn't look like these, it's not correct. So no, we're doing tangent, okay? And we're not streaming anymore for this, so I will part ways until next time, and